Yes, good morning and welcome to Ivan Che Innocent One here on YouTube. There has been a number of development going on various platforms. I think it's very important we share. The entire may share these issues. Me and Kasano, some of the issues over the years. Makahonsem. So, if these concerns have been addressed, I think it's very important for us to re-echo these positions. Sabaya Amanfo Behu, how and the ecoso and I'm very much aware and wow in your opportunity here on your TV. We discussed this new directive by President Mahama. And one my directive say fuel the ma appointees net na se for no yɛntwam twa yɛtwam no anya sɛ yɛtwam sɛ yɛbɛtete so anaasɛ wei it has been cancelled totally outright to all government appointees across board from municipal and district, from district, wherever, metropolitan appointee, every aspect, regional, national, every single political appointment, Biya, President Biya, in the past, these individuals had access to free fuel, your friends saying fuel allowances, and as a form, and as part of a broader initiative for you see a year cost sharing and I say you bear the hardship now. This is the part of government a year to bear its cost. So but maybe you don't know the actual figures that are involved in some of these things. And for me, it's very, very important. Very often the communication aspect without taking time to talk about the actual value I place on some of these things. And another one issue I may not has to do with some announcement by the defense minister, Dr. Omane Boama. And I think it's a great news. And also know it's something that I want to talk about because in recent times, my culture is one of the most revered institutions, military. But for some obvious reasons, which are political, this revered institution to certain extent were reduced to where not the respect that the average Ghanaian ever for the military. These things we saw in some videos, soldier for Kwamanfo Fie Kurabagi, ebi sometimes somewhere legends, a binum crack off for a binum fee, a binum unnecessary protections, and then as a form private people, soldier for Gomufie. And I will cite several examples. Na ahumte. And this is the defense minister. I issued this particular directive. Soldiers are no longer going to undertake some of these embarrassing, your friend is saying, roar over the years. I think he deserved a lot of commendation because some of these things are a way of restoring the dignity of your military in as a form. So these are two basic issues, and maybe I can have them. And to begin with, I think I can start with a coupon one. And so I'll say President Mahama scraps fuel allowance allocation to appointees. This release Tuesday, July 15, 2025. So President John Dramani Mahama has effective immediately. The word is effective immediately. That carries an executive tone. Some sense of urgency, immediacy. Directed the cancellation of payment of fuel allowances and allocation of fuel to all political appointees. This directive forms part of a broader curb in government expenditure aimed at cutting costs and channeling public fund into priority areas. And in the President Mahama effective immediately, and now let the year babontin started from a tin time abang my political appointee Biya either allowance or coupon and now fuel way Biya BM. A free neko, we are buying, we are DC, we are minister, we are CSO, CEO, we are wine, any government appointee Biano, a free neko, one casana beto petrol, baby abeko Biano, that is your business. friend there call Sikana Yadebe Saniamano, a banse of a channel into other productive areas, a bit miabua, are those in Niamanabaya or minor priority. The president believes that leadership must also bear part of the sacrifices. It is calling on the people to. These are some of the positions over the years. Makanda Akufo-Addo, when he was telling people to tighten their belt, na or no atare na sha na belt holes kura ne campus wa tighten. So this is being reasonable. Because governance is about the people. Say amanfo ho chiro mo na wo ka chiro mo say they should bear part of the cost now. How willing is government prepared to also share part? And for me, this is a step in the right direction. Apart from the value in terms of money, a certain symbolic relevance. Actually, Ghana for say indeed government is in this with us. So the latest cost-cutting measure follows a sweeping reduction in the size of government through the appointment of fewer ministers and presidential office staff. Other measures have included stopping satellite TV subscription for offices at the presidency and other government facilities. So, sa niyama we any nyina government broader effort or cut it down. Your friend is saying the size. Your friends or cut it down cost. And yet we the size of government are now over the years. I balloon appointing ministers of 120. They constituted the most useless government in the history of this country. President Mahama and he made a promise to form a lean government, and true to his words, and I think now the ministers are considerably low. Is in line with the promises that he made to the people of this country. And aside that, the DSTV subscription, these are minor stuff. You might think they are not relevant though, but I think that they carry certain symbolic relevance. But you see, some buy another hot track. Obi say in a year, how much? And a buying a spending our fuel allowances for government appointees only. Let me give you the record. If I take you back to the year your friend is saying, a year 2022, fuel allowance, any coupon, issue out to government officials and government appointees, Chrome has say running into 438 million Ghana cedis. 438 million Ghana cedis. And I spend a year, they told fuel and as for coupon, as for I had the following year 2023, we spent as much as 600 million Ghana cedis in the same area. I had the told fuel and as for my for. And 2024 year same me and now election year, don't forget. Akufo-Addo and na of fuel V8 na dia kondwa tum na ekoba yekwa na yasoasi, so that kind of nsebunu na ekọ soro nyina no fuel. Even though the actual figures yet abonten yet, but what you can do the proper projection and estimate, you could clearly see say anya hwe kra no that year no yan spend kra 2024 no ye be cut across over 700 million Ghana cedis. So going into this year we can assume say anya election year, but if the trend is to continue, this country is likely to lose over 500 to 600 million Ghana cedis. Yade beto fuel amount for who already have money, because my culture say sanema we nyina ye colonial inheritance, because anapame chirechirem ewo onua TV. Until wa wonya share that video you can go back to my YouTube channel. That is the video me post to. You can go and watch that particular way. It give you a clearer understanding of why appointment come with a whole lot of goodies, as some are highly unreasonable, but ye independence and I'm sad naturally ye greedy into ye hunyansa and ye free, so yankasa we are enjoying those things. So I don't know the baby gentlemen na ede ohawne amanye abato Ghana for so for me I think it's a step in the right direction as a country, yes you move on. These are some of the things that we need to do. So we are saving ourselves as a certain percentage of money. For me, I think it's very, very important as you pay attention to as people, because it's very, very, very important. Yentmi emu yaningu so sa keke sa enti na no. So say fuel, those kind of way, they are no longer there. But for me, I think that alone is not enough. Said the Nana Panamisi kind of Abanya starting baby is good, but I think that we need to take a step further because you see, this per diem asema mekano is overly abused, especially in this country. And for you, you see, governance is not always the point to say in America, in UK, you look at your local circumstances, you look at the prevailing economic circumstances, you look at the situation of your people, the welfare of your people, and the environment in your immediate way, and what also making this decision. So the fact that in the larger governance architecture elsewhere in the world, this is a normal practice. You can excuse these normal practices if near my air cost will chrome and normal. It doesn't make sense. So for me, this thing is something I am not against paying per diem per se, but I'm against how it is being exploited by some greedy folks. Are consistently, they do these things. For instance, I catch Oko ECG. There has been several instances. Management meeting as no kroma no mutimi so who go play mu kotena Dubai no makwakoye. And when they go some of these things, the thing could have been done here. They travel outside this country. They pay themselves per diem because they left the shores of this country. For how long? Sometimes you can decide to stay as long as you want because there are no strict guidelines regulating some of these things. So somebody who is supposed to travel to maybe UK for a business, the person can spend just like a day, and I say 2. Over to me spend 1 week into our per diem is so huge. So the question is, who is regulating some of these things? And these things have become gray areas. We exploit, and as a former and saying Chief Justice, in the Sahara, Huna, on a private way, offer you saw the amount of money she was paying to her daughter in terms of per diem. Per diem, the budget over about $10,000. Nikunu just $6,000. Some of these inquiries 7 year governance, and a few people are enjoying, and the majority of the people who are supposed to be beneficiary of governance, don't even dare to stand a chance of getting anything. So I think President Mahama Basso in this particular regard, I have listened to a lot of jokers on the other side. And these guys are just political toys. I am not sure that people should take them serious. This person has taken this bold initiative, or your political opponent, that's fine. But to say it's just cosmetic, and a president as a president, no excuse, he's president. He alone, his nefu and as for whether he will buy or he wouldn't buy, doesn't change anything. But the fact is a significant number because government appointees are running into over 2,000, 3,000 number of people. So if he's taking fuel from all these people and even the president is not going to take himself out, I think that is very significant. So some of these trivial nonsense of a politics where everything we need to find a way to criticize it because that is what makes us opposition. I think that in class 7 we need to move beyond that and see Ghana for any daha sometimes these are some of the things they expect because these are some bisa and the government they were specting on our faces, they were disrespecting us, and they were insulting us all over. Mahama Ba, you'll be for twin so willingly he has sat down to realize these are some of the commonsensical things that I can do just to ensure goodwill will continue to be on my side. The economy that we are building, the resetting agenda now, government will also play a role. And these things, it's not always about the money, the amount of money involved, but the symbolic relevance I pay to Ghanaians. Some people say, government is in this with us. For me, that is the most important thing. I say, so that is it about this fuel coupon allowance. The next of another issue and I make about and it's this. It's this thing. Omanaboama, Minister of Defense, and they post to at their way at the tour in the Facebook page. And I don't know whether formally or officially, there has been a statement on it, because I think there is a great news. Abuse military for Okroma. This incompetent woman hanging in at the electoral commission at some point in time was just gallivanting across the streets of Accra with about 10 military people. Onam Krumno, na yasa station etinifie, abusing these soldiers here and there. The omo yasa bi enkwasi neema na se for nom protecting G and neema so monsa kakra mon fa monsa nka. Soldier for a langa se gumuram ebo amanfo asase ho ban. Chese ensem hunu nko an ye de soldiers nudi. So now I think it's very important for us to have this conversation. Sebaya yenyina yabejatum se babi eba bedru no, we are indeed resetting. For me, that is very, very important. So we have video now, we have release, and I'll say as part of our reset agenda to restore discipline and accountability, we have withdrawn military protection for civilians, including public officials, former ministers, businessmen, and women, among others, who are not entitled to. This decision aims to stop the misuse of military personnel for personal gain. Therefore, military personnel found providing unauthorized guard duties and any other unauthorized duties will face far-reaching consequences. I like this one. Let's work together to promote a more disciplined and responsible use of our military resources. We are committed to transparency and accountability. Let's build a more responsible and just society. For me, this is something I said, your friend saying, your minister Nabaso for taking this bold initiative, because I'm telling you, sir, kwasi adwuma amam for this soldier for you kroma say no, especially the recruit, we yembe show kwasi anema kwa businessman or more kroma say. Like for instance, this the owner of High Sense or kroma kokoni fear all this year soldier for guni demu born hoban, some of the high profile as for minimum crab in himself oko airport hills, even Duncan Williamson as for soldier for go mu fie a mo bo mu nyina hoban. Yes, you can I think you can hide the services of work, but I think people are abusing these things. If you don't have a threat, and as I won't have immediate threat, you don't need to pay for some of the, even if you have your money. Soldier for no, they are not guns for hire. And you know, personally, I've been to some of these places. Omuji jina bontin kuretu ma de echi. Asofo mo krom soldier for jina mo fie. Businessmen or mom, a soldier for jiro foreigners, China for uko mufie, soldier for go bomb hoban. And the funny aspect of it all is omo koda homa de chia, omo ba na soldier for no ma call rescue mo life akwa that way, no near about 100 Ghana, e be 50 Ghana. What kind of nonsense is this? Soldier ni need to ashen in some no. Wakoda or sofo fia ma de achi, wakoda we fie. Sometimes some of the house and so cry according to them and so come be no because we are there say or mukra not why she. Na mpanimfo no moti offices no na omuwia no makwachi sika no wa okogina hokobo garden sika no kro mo ma obi. This is how people have been exploiting these young military guys. Maybe you don't know. Go to airport hills. Na asofo no motete to one other business people no go edro nwumra ko he soldier for ginagina manfo kwan no kuretu ebo individuals ho ban adeche na 100 Ghana share nsem adeche na sika na aka nyina ko no unit nipa na ko take that particular way no aye business a soldier for company for no omodididi wo kroma say selling the dignity of this chese enkwasi adwuma omodo omoye no. I can't even begin to talk about all of them here. So I think that the defense minister has really done well. And for me, this is not enough. He has to take a step further to ensure some of these unnecessary, especially recruit for normal form. That is why always, you see there is a feud between your friends, other ranks, and officers, There is because they see themselves as a more treaty or more sedate. I think you see this whole thing, whether somebody is an officer, somebody's the whole agenda is one: protecting the territorial integrity of Ghana, protecting the people of this country. We need to show them some kind of respect because donning the uniform and as a phone, you risk your life, especially now who say police form unity, William Vaimu, you see a accident, young people more. But soldiers are out there protecting some of these people. What kind of nonsense is this? We cannot continue to abuse the military in this regard. So congratulations. Manabo Ama has really done well for taking this bold step. And I'm happy that this nonsense is going to stop. Your software and say open security about by their private securities, you can go and hide them to protect yourself, not the military. And it's not a daily thing. It's something a coso. It's like forever. No, you need to wake up. Additional wake up. Nipa na wakwa kwada ho no kra no. Sika ye de man no. Uhu a woyem be hyew. Na they are protecting Chinese. They are protecting our software. They are protecting way that kind of nonsense of way. No, I think this is a step in the right direction. I'm going for me. I will monitor some of these things and see how it's going to play out. If it is just a charade, kaka, we will know and we will come back here and talk about it. So for the interim, I think that he deserves a lot of commendation for doing this. I think that is something that, wow, what's here, Biya, you know, say I've been talking about this thing for quite some time now. And I think that for him to do this, you know, that is a bold initiative. So I think that with that, and the reset agenda will be on course. Thank you very much. Mr. William, subscribe. Yeah, this is Ivan Che, Innocent One here on YouTube. Subscribe and be part of this intellectual community, and let's grow together. There are a lot that we need to, you know, cover, and don't exempt yourself. Be part of it. Makato say, we give very dispassionate, unadulterated political analysis. I beg give you deeper insight into things that so our Ghana. For you, I'll be all the relevant building blocks never make it informed, independent political choices that will not be influenced by emotions or your friends saying some kind of familiar alliances, whatever you have with people. Nambum, it will be based on one kasa, what you've reviewed from a very dispassionate perspective. Thank you very much and continue to watch. I'm also live on Facebook. You can go and subscribe to Ivan Che Innocent on Facebook and be part of this family. Let's grow together. Makato, very soon, I'm putting things in place to set up. Very soon, we'll be running from a very proper, formal setup. This particular show will be coming your way on your friends saying from time to time. You're betting a devil deeper into all the relevant issues circulating in Ghana. Thank you very much for your time.